This is chapter number 5, Major Domains of the Earth. पृथ्वी के प्रमुख परिमंडल. Earth, this is one of the planet of our solar system, and this is the planet where life is. And why life is possible here? Because we have land here, we have water here, and also we have air here. Land, water, air. So all soil, stones, etc., we will talk them in a separate classification called lithosphere. That is the solid portion of the earth on which we live, we walk, we make our houses, and the organisms live. It is lithosphere. The gaseous layers around the earth, surrounding the earth, it's like blanket, different layers of blanket. It's atmosphere. In this, we have oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. These are very important gases. Oxygen for us, carbon dioxide for the plants. Then we have water. Water is a very big area which it covers, and it may be in any form. It can be in ice, water, water vapor, that is solid, liquid, gaseous form. It's hydrosphere. All these three are atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere. The word has come because these are the classification of all globe. So in Greek, lithos means stone. That's why it has come. Atmos means vapor. That is why atmosphere has come. And the third, hydrosphere, has come from hydro of Greek, which means water. That is hydrosphere. Now biosphere is the combination of all these three. Lithosphere plus atmosphere plus hydrosphere is equal to biosphere. So if you are living near some water reservoir or any water body, this is water, this is land, and then of course we have air here, where these three combine. It's a very narrow zone, narrow part, and that particular area is called as biosphere. Bio means life. Bio is life. That is why all these spheres combine to make a life, to give a life. Lithosphere. First, let me show you the diagram here. And this is the Earth. Earth is a 3D. And these are different layers, major layers. If you go up till the center of the Earth, core. Start with the solid from the inside, and then we have liquid. This solid and liquid part is core. And above that it is called mantle. Inner core, outer core, mantle. And mantle has upper part also. So the upper part of the mantle, along with the crust, where you walk, where you live, if you combine them, that is called as lithosphere. Lithosphere is crust, earth crust, plus the upper mantle. What is the distance? From zero, means from where you're standing, if you dig deep 100 kilometer, that means you are on the lithosphere. Lithosphere, because it's a solid portion and it contains all the rocks, different kind of soil, somewhere black, somewhere red, depending upon the jalvayu and the climate, and all the living organisms lives on this lithosphere. So when we see lithosphere in terms of two parts, that is land masses and water, you will find only two things, either land masses or water. So the land masses we can easily identify, we can easily find out, and these are continents. Mahadweep. These are called continents. Then the water, huge water bodies. These are called ocean basins. Mahasagar. Large land masses means land area which are huge, which are very huge. These are continents, not the small land masses. They are coal islands, etc. The huge water body, huge water reservoir is called the ocean basins, Mahasagar. And one more important thing is, all the water of the world, all the water of the globe, they are connected. You go to any point on the globe, all the level of water will always be equal. That means, I'll give you an example. There are two tumblers. Okay, one has higher water, one has lower level. If you combine them, if you join them, these water will have equality. That means they will come in equilibrium. That is how, since all the oceans and the water bodies are interconnected, mostly the ocean basins, so the water level is equal. Water level is equal. We call it as a mean sea level. We call it as a mean sea level because everywhere water level is equal. Talking about oceans. And from this mean sea level, we can find out the height. We can find out the height. From this level, above it, it's mean sea level. Below it, it's below mean sea level. So there are two places we need to talk when we talked about a mean sea level. The highest peak of the world, the highest summit of the world is a mountain. And again, if you go down, if you want to go to the deepest of the water, it's below mean sea level. So the uppermost is 8848 meter, 8.9, I'm just giving you approx, 8.9 kilometer. Mount Everest is the highest peak. Mount Everest is the highest peak of the world. And what about the deepest one? What about the deepest one? It's Mariana Trench. There is a Challenger deep place in Mariana Trench, and that place is the deepest known in Pacific Ocean. Mariana Trench, Pacific Ocean, Prashant Mahasagar. It's the deepest, 11 kilometer. How much? 11 kilometer, 11022 meters. There are other information also. When we talked about Mount Everest, Edmund Hindley, New Zealand, Tenzing Norgay, Sherpa, India, they were the first men to climb the highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, on 29th May 1953. What about women? Junko Tabei of Japan. She was the first woman to conquer this summit on 16th May 1975. And we'll talk about Bachendri Paul also. She was the first Indian woman to reach that peak on 23rd May 1984. 23rd May 1984, Bachendri Pal. So now, continents, Mahadweep. There are how many continents? 7 major continents. And these continents, let me show you on the map. So these are the 7 continents which you see in different colors. First one is Asia. In the landmass, in respect of landmass, Zameen, this is the highest, this is the biggest one. And the lowest or the smallest one is the Australia. It's island. It's basically an island. So Asia is I'll tell you about the size also. First is Asia, then Africa, then North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and then Australia. Right? We will just talk about these in other terms also. Last one is Australia, first one is Asia. Remember that. Right? So these are the different continents, and these continents vary differently according to the climate, according to the population size. And there are one more thing. Along with these 7 continents, there are 5 Mahasagar, there are 5 ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Prashant Mahasagar, Pacific Ocean. Now this is a globe, this is a 3D globe. Now I take you to the back, we give a cut and we open it from the back side. And now it is in plane. But if you are standing here, you are standing here at the same time. These two positions are exactly same because we have just taken the round to a flat surface. Now this is the equator. This is 0 degree latitude, equator. And if you take this, the most part of the land mass is above the equator. So most of the land mass is located in the northern hemisphere. Below you see less. It is, but it is less. So this is Pacific Ocean. This is also Pacific Ocean. So this Pacific Oceans and this, if you see there, the North America, Russia is somewhat related. There is a Bering Strait. I'll talk about that. And then Atlantic Ocean, the busiest ocean of the world. Then we have Indian Ocean. It is on our name, Indian name. And then Arctic Ocean on the North Pole, and on the South Pole we have Southern Ocean. North Pole, Arctic Ocean, Southern Pole, Southern Ocean, just above Antarctic. So this Antarctica is the continent where nobody lives. Nobody lives here. People go for their research, and development. It's very cold. The situation is very difficult to live here. Very difficult to live here. Because this is a pole, and you know that pole doesn't get enough sunlight. That's why they are always have glaciers and etc. So one by one we are discussing about the continents. First one is Asia. Asia is the largest continent. It's the largest continent. And if you take all the landmass, 1/3, around 33% of the landmass, Zameen, is in Asia. 33%, around 1/3 is in Asia. Then we have this continent is in Eastern Hemisphere. That is, if you see this prime meridian, which is 0 degree longitude, it is on the right side. So it is on the eastern side of hemisphere, and this is western. So Asia is totally on the eastern hemisphere. Then if you see this, there are imaginary rekhaएं, we know, imaginary lines. So this is Kark Rekha or Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree. It passes through Asia. And what are our neighbors? Europe is our neighbor, and we are differentiated by the Ural Mountains. There is a mountain range, and this Ural Mountains has differentiated Europe from Asia. Ural Mountain. And then all these parts, initially all these land masses were one, and because of the changes in the scenarios, and the physical activities, they form different continents. If you're standing right now, everything is moving. You don't feel it, but everything is moving. So Europe and Asia, they are still combined almost, and they are called as Eurasia. Europe plus Asia is Eurasia. Coming to Europe. Europe is a very, very important continent, because the population density is quite high. The place is less, but people live here a lot. And then we have the Asia and Europe, as I said. Asia and Europe, it is divided by Ural Mountains. Then we have 66.5. This is the Arctic Circle. It passes through it. So by three sides, it has sea or ocean. Right? One side it is Asia. Three-sided, it's water. Europe, three-side, water. Africa is the second largest continent after Asia. First one is Asia, and second one is Africa. Africa. So this is the second largest continent after Asia, and this is the continent where all the three imaginary lines pass through. This is the only one. So it's a unique thing. So I'll show you what all they are. Before that, let me tell you, this upper area is the hottest part. That is Sahara Desert all over the world. It is the hottest part. If you see the African people, their complexion is black. You know why? Because it's just on the equator, and there is a lot of heat above equator, below equator. So that is how the complexion becomes dark, because of the harsh sunlight. And if you see all the sides, we have sea. All the four sides, it's sea. If you see on the above side, Mediterranean Sea, Atlantic Sea on the left, Indian Sea on the right, and on the below it is Southern Sea, Dakshin Mahasagar. And one more thing here is Nile, N-I-L-E. Nile is the longest river. There's a difference between longest and largest. Okay, longest means longest, we're talking about the length. And here, longest river of the world, Nile Nadi, Nile is in Africa. This is the portion I'm showing you. It's Nile. And what is being asked? First thing is equator. This is at 0 degree latitude. Then we have Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree. This is Kark Rekha. It also passes through it. Then we have Tropic of Capricorn, Makar Rekha. 23 degree south. 23 degrees south, and these two are north and south. These three pass through this continent. One more important thing is this is a Guinea. You can say Guinea's ilaka, you can call it. And here the 0 degree, this line coming from the prime meridian, which is the 0 degree longitude and 0 degree latitude. This is the place where this 0 degree latitude longitude intersect. So here is a point where we have 0 degree latitude, 0 degree longitude. It's near, you can say near this part of Africa. North America. North America is the third largest continent of the world. North America below one is South America. So the above one is North America, and North America is there are two important countries here, very advanced countries, Canada and United States. Canada and United States. And this is the third largest. Asia, Africa, North America. Asia, Africa, North America. North America is the third largest. And one more important thing is because it has a lot of connection with the South America. So it is combined by what? It is combined by Isthmus of Panama. Panama Jal Sandhi. Isthmus of Panama. This portion which I am highlighting is the part of Isthmus of Panama. How these continents are linked, right? Now this North America, on the left it's Prashant Mahasagar Pacific Ocean, on the right it has Atlantic Ocean, on the top it has Arctic Ocean. So three oceans are there: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, on the top Arctic Ocean. South America, Dakshin America. Now we have Australia also here. So South America, this most of the portion is in southern hemisphere because equator is here. So equator, the below portion is the southern hemisphere, above is northern hemisphere. So from equator it's passing almost above part of this South America. So its most landmass is in the southern America. On the left it's Pacific Ocean, right it has Atlantic Ocean, below it has southern ocean. Now the earth is quite huge. So whenever we talk about some water reservoir or land mass, now this Prashant Mahasagar or Pacific Ocean is very big. So the above portion, above equator, is called as North Pacific Ocean. The below one is called South Pacific Ocean. That is how it's only one. It's only Pacific Ocean. But just because of to learn it better, to say it better, it's North Pacific Ocean and South Pacific Ocean. And the longest mountain range, Andes is in South America. It starts from the top, it goes till the end. It's the biggest one, Andes. See, this is the whole range here of Andes. There is no other mountain mountain range larger than this one. Then South America, one more thing is there. It's the largest river we have. It's not the longest. It's the largest, biggest river. Width-wise, you can see, and the content volume of water. It's Amazon. This Amazon you have heard a lot because this is the oxygen producing area. This is, you can say, the lung of whole world. Lung. It breathes, so we breathe. So this is the Amazon, all Amazon part, right? It's filled with dense forest. Coming to Australia. Australia is an island continent because just like island it is all surrounded by water, and here it's in southern hemisphere, totally in southern hemisphere. Below, very the 0 degree is quite above it, and all the oceans are there. If you say Indian Ocean, sea is there also, Indian Oceans are there also. When we have small reservoir, we call it as sea. When we have very huge water reservoir, it's called as ocean. So this is a difference between, and the sea can be inside a landmass also. Antarctica. Antarctica. Now this is a globe. Now I am telling you to come on the southern portion, southern pole, and in the space, say some height below the southern. So whatever you see here, you are on the south pole, quite far from here, and whatever you see is this picture. This is the top view from the below part, and this is how you see Antarctica. Antarctica is totally in southern hemisphere. So it is totally in southern hemisphere, and Dakshini Golard you call it. And the south pole is almost in between this. This is a south pole. It's an imaginary point, but still it is there inside. And it is always studded with only snow, because the sun energy, sun heat won't be able to come here for long. So it's always only glaciers and snow. So there is no permanent settlement. People don't live here because of the harsh climatic conditions. But people go there for most of the countries there are stations like India have Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. Please remember it. Hydrosphere. 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 Hydro means, hydro means water. It's water. So in whatever form the water is, it can be in solid, liquid, gaseous, any form. It may be in lakes, the running water, ocean, ice in glaciers, underground water, any water. 71% of the earth is only covered with water. Means almost you can say 71%, and 29% is only landmass. So you can see the difference. If you tell somebody to go to space and ask how this globe looks, this space person will say, I can look my earth as a blue planet. It's blue because of the water, because the water content here, 71% water. So as I said, ocean, water, any form of water, ice, water inside the soil, or all these are combinedly called as hydrosphere. 97% of water, whatever is available to us, is in ocean. That is, it's saline. Saline means it's not suitable for drinking. We cannot drink it. It's all has minerals and salt, etc. Now Saudi Arabia, some countries they use it, but it's a different aspect, because we are developing countries since. Now the globe is, there is an upper part and a lower part. Always there is snow. Now ice sheet and glaciers, these are the only form of water we find here. What are glaciers? These are river, but because they are in cold climate, they are like snow. They are rivers, but they are not flowing. So fresh water for a human being are very less. This person's space, from whenever he comes to the planet, he'll see the scarcity here. So I'll give you more detail of this. See, whole hydrosphere, 97.2% of water is in oceans, saline water. They are in oceans. 2.8% is available to us. This is what we can drink, meetha pani. This also 2.8%, if you divide, 2.15% is ice sheet and glaciers. Groundwater is 0.63, the water which is inside our crust, or 0.02%. In this only we have the water we actually generally use, that is the freshwater lakes, the saline lakes and inland seas, atmosphere, streams, soil waters. So only 0.02%. Inside that also we have lot of percentages. So you can see that how much water is available to us. So start saving water. Water is very, very essential for life. Okay, for drinking. Oceans, Mahasagar. So we have seven continents. Here we have five oceans. And how they are five major oceans? First one is Pacific Ocean, and then we have Atlantic Ocean. This is Indian Ocean, this is Arctic Ocean, and this one is the Southern Ocean. Southern Ocean. All these water are interconnected to each other. We just name them because we want to name them. But all these water, the God has made as means they are connected. So water are connected and they are having the same level. That is called the mean sea level. And this, from here only we find out the height. So this is how the water, all the water which are connected will always be on the same level. Right? These are there are different movements which are happening in these oceans. That is, it may the water waves, the tides, high tide, low tide, and the ocean currents. Means there is a fast movement of water at some place. These are currents called as current. And let me tell you the oceans one by one in terms of size. Pacific Ocean, 1 number. Second number, Atlantic Ocean. Third number, Indian Ocean. Third number, Indian Ocean. Southern Ocean, 4th. Southern Ocean, 4th. 5th, Arctic Ocean. 5th, Arctic Ocean in terms of their size. Now the Prashant Mahasagar, the Pacific Ocean, is the biggest one, the largest ocean. And Asia, as we said, land mass 1/3. Similarly, for water, it's Pacific Ocean. 1/3 of the water of the world is in Pacific Ocean. And here, if you see this point, I want to highlight here just now. Now this portion above Australia, this is a Mariana Trench. There is a point called Challenger Deep, and this is 11 kilometer deep, 11022 meter below the mean sea level. So this is the deepest point of Earth on the Earth. Means talking about the depth of the sea. So this Pacific Ocean, if you take this part and this part, these are two semicircles because these two parts are exactly the same. You are standing at the same time here. So if you take the Pacific Ocean and combine it, it's almost a circle it is making. It's almost making a circle, Pacific Ocean. Asia, and see, Pacific Ocean on the north, it is North America, we have South America. On the left, you can say it is Asia and Australia. So it has all these 4 continents, and these 4 continents, you can say between them it is Pacific Ocean. Then we have Atlantic Ocean. It's making a S shape, English type S shape. It is making S shape. And on the 4 side, you can say North America. On the western side, North America, South America. On the eastern side, it is Europe and Africa. The important thing here is the ports are natural here. All the ports found here are natural. That is why we have very huge commercial activity, sea-based commercial activity taking place here because of the presence of the situation scenario. So that we have for sea trade, we have these ports, and for trade with respect to, this is the busiest one. Just remember this. The Indian Ocean, this is triangular size. If you see, it's making a triangular size. Indian Ocean is on the name of India. On west, it is Africa. On east, it has Australia, and of course Asia on this side. Southern Ocean is around 60 degree and below. All these water is known as Southern Ocean, and it is above Antarctica. Arctic Ocean is the topmost, that is on the North Pole. So this Arctic Ocean, North Pole, so it touches North America also, it touches Europe, Asia, that is Eurasia. So these are the portions I am showing you where this Arctic Ocean is. The Arctic Ocean is located within the Arctic and surrounds the North Pole. And there is a combination. There is how it is divided by the other ocean, Pacific Ocean, how these two are connected, Pacific Ocean and this Arctic Ocean. There is a very shallow water which is called as part is Bering Strait. Bering Strait. So this point, just remember this, I am going to show you. Bering Strait. So this is Russia, this is Alaska. In between this we have Bering Strait. It is connected. This is below is Pacific Ocean. Above we have the Arctic Ocean. So Bering Strait, remember this. Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Vayumandal. So this atmosphere, if you take the Earth, it's kind of blanket. We have different layers on Earth. So if you go into the details of these layers, you see above us, depending upon the distance, there are different layers, there are different composition, there are different density, and these layers are defined, properly defined, and these all layers are combined as atmosphere. This is the atmosphere where we live because we can breathe in here. So what are the part? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. You can remember it like this: TSMTE, 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 troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. So 0 to 12 and 0 to 14 kilometer, because this keeps on changing, it's troposphere. All the clouds, all the climatic situations arise here. This is clouds formation. Then just above this we have the airplanes, and we have the stratosphere, and balloons go here. Then we have 50 to 80 balloons are at from 12 to 50. Then we have 50 to 80, we have meteors. There are different stones outside our Earth also on the universe. So they come and they're called shooting star. Mesosphere burns it. Then the spacecraft, they go on and they stay on 80 to 700 kilometer. And when we go for 700 to 10,000 kilometer, it's artificial satellite. That is the satellite which orbits the Earth. So these are different layers. Atmosphere, TSMTE, TSMTE. Then it is given here that it's go up from the where you are standing, it goes up to 1600 kilometers. The starting is troposphere. So these are the different layers, and the atmosphere is comprised of certain gases, and we combine them and we call it as how much percentage we have: nitrogen, oxygen. Nitrogen percentage is around 78%. Oxygen is 21%. There are other gases also like carbon dioxide, argon, and there are other gases. You combine them, it's just 1%. Oxygen is very important for us. Also for nitrogen for the growth of organisms and plants, and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is taken by the plants and they produce oxygen. So one more important thing is, this is our globe and we get sun energy. But at the night time, what happens? There is a layer of carbon dioxide which stops this heat and it keeps our earth warm. And if it goes beyond 2%, the glaciers will be, you can say it will form water, and there will be low-lying areas, and these low-lying areas will submerge in water because of the melting of excessive heat of CO2. Okay. Now, whenever we go up, the density of the atmosphere changes. Actually, it decreases. When you go from the where you are standing, it decreases up. At sea level, the density will be the highest. It decreases. When the climbers, Parvatarohi, when they go up, they are succumb to the problem of breathlessness, and this is because of the change of the pressure and change of the air density. And one more thing is, when you go up, it's cold. Why do you go to Mussoorie? Why do you go to Mount Abu? Because it's at the height, and at that height, people, they feel it's cold, right? So when you go up, the coldness increases. One more thing is here, whenever we have a high pressure and low pressure, whenever this formation is there, always air, everything in the world wants equilibrium. So the air tries to go to the low pressure area to make it equal. So the air, when it starts moving from high pressure to low pressure, it's called wind. The moving air is wind, moving air. Biosphere, the domain of life. And this biosphere, bio means life, sphere means three spheres when they combine. Atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere. Atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, the combined portion, this narrow zone, is known as the biosphere. Bio is for life. These three combined makes the life. All the living organisms, included us, we are linked with each other, and we are linked with the biosphere for survival. Biosphere for survival. For example, you are individual. You go up, population, community, ecosystem, biome. Finally, there is a biosphere, and this is the place where we live, where we actually live. The organisms, there are different kind of organisms which live. So we can divide them into two major parts. One is the planet kingdom, that is the Padap Jagat. And the second one is the Jati Jagat, that is animal kingdom. So planet kingdom and animal kingdom. And the problem is, this is a tree, and the roots are holding the soil. Now we are cutting the trees. We are cutting the trees, and the upper soil, which is the nutrient, savvy soil, the water and air will take all these soil. So this fertility will not be there, and all the soil will come. And God is also doing this to us. Tsunami, earthquake, volcano, everything is going on. So this is Andaman Nicobar Islands. The last point is Indra Point. It's already submerged because of the tsunami. So whatever we are doing, God is also doing. So we cannot stop God, but we can stop us. So don't do anything like discharge water, the waste. Don't just throw waste in water. Don't use water like this. Try to discourage the production of CO2. So as I said, this CO2 is responsible for keeping our earth warm. Now, that is how we live. But the carbon dioxide content, if it increases, this is a 2% limit. And if it 1.5% right now, if it goes beyond that, what will happen? The glaciers are going to melt. The water level will increase. This heat coming from all the industries and all our development activity, because of this, the glaciers are going to melt. The water level will increase, and whosoever living near the water, their part or their soil will be submerged. That is the imbalance. So what we have to do, we have to understand there is a combination. Earth has given us a combination, and we have to stop this global warming. So this is all about this topic. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.